am so excited that you're interested in learning more about the Virginia Rio pageant. This is the first year we're having a state pageant. So today I'll be going over our 2024 handbook and all the pageant details and a little bit about the Regency International pageant as well. So I am Raylene Banks. I am the director for Virginia Rio. This is my very glam headshot done by Holt Avery. So a little bit about me. I live in DC with my husband and 2 cats. I do work full-time. I've been an Air Force pilot for almost 17 years now, and I'm stationed at the Pentagon. I started competing in pageantry back in 2020, so I started during COVID when I was 36. And the next year I won Mrs. Regency International. So I know that those of you who are new to pageantry can do very well in this system. I love pageantry because it's helped me to really develop both personally and professionally. It really helped me sharpen my communication and advocacy skills. And it gave me a lot of opportunity to further those things that interest me. So my daughter Faith was born with a condition called Pageant syndrome or trisomy 13. And that happens when the baby has an extra chromosome. And we lost Faith when she was just 1 week old. And I was actually pregnant with her when I was Mrs. Regency International. But pageantry has given me that platform to advocate for families who were affected by it. I've done things like I was one of the speakers for Virginia's proclamation of Trisomy Awareness Month. I got to speak after Governor Youngkin. I also got to walk in New York Fashion Week and participate in the March of Dimes Gourmet Gala, where members of Congress, they compete in a cook-off competition. So whatever system you decide to compete in, I do hope that you take advantage of everything that pageantry has to offer. But Rio is one of my favorite systems and it's unique, so I hope that you give us a shot. So a little bit about the international system, the Regency International pageant. It was founded back in 2013, so we're still kind of new, about 10 years old, by Terry and Jade Dingle. They have a background being state directors in the United States system and also the Galaxy system. So Regency doesn't just focus on beauty, it allows girls and women to grow and also to act as community role models. You'll see here that there's a couple of different logos and we kind of use names interchangeably. We started out as Regency International, and last year the international system changed their logo to Rio, or Regency International Organization. So you might hear me call our pageant the Virginia Regency International Pageant or Virginia Rio. We do have affiliate pageants in other countries, so the Miss Diamond UK and the National Australian Miss, they send their winners to compete at Regency International. So if you win the state pageant here at Virginia, you'll get to meet some of those ladies coming from overseas. There's also a Cayman Islands Regency International, and a couple of other states have state level pageants. Texas, Oklahoma, Central United States, West Coast, which includes California, Nevada, Alabama, and Maryland have state pageants, and we are the newest out of all of them. So this is our mission statement. This is my goal and what I would like to bring to Virginia Rio. Our mission at Virginia Rio is to form a sisterhood of queens committed to using their title to positively impact their community, their sister queens, and themselves. When I competed in the North America system, I went with a Virginia team, and it was amazing. We had such a good camaraderie, and we are still friends today. And also, I mentioned before about the positive impact of pageantry. Through pageantry, I've met women who've founded their own nonprofits or been on the board of a nonprofit. They've written books, they've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they come from all walks of life. So some of them are students, some are stay-at-home moms. I've met neurologists, doctors, engineers, models, actresses, you name it. We come from everywhere, all spectrums, and all ages too. So if you look at our logo, I chose our colors, pink, black, and gold, based off of our values. Community is such an essential element of life, and technology kind of makes it easy to become isolated. Pageantry really encourages community, so being part of community, being an active member, is one of our core values. As a title holder, you are automatically a leader and a public figure. We're role models in the community, and I really believe in leading with humility and integrity. I want us to make a good impression because that's what will open the doors for you to further your advocacy. And lastly, we have growth, and growth is symbolized by the gold color. In pageantry can be heartbreaking because at the end of the day, there is only one person that gets crowned. And believe me, there have been many, many times when I have not taken home the crown. But what I learned was that it's not about the crown, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about growing yourself, growing your community, making that impact, taking advantage of the opportunity that pageantry gives you. So, why you're probably all here is to learn more about the 2024 pageant. It is going to be on Saturday, March 4th at the Good Theater, which is part of Old Dominion University. It's their Black Box Theater in Norfolk, Virginia. And I'm super excited about this. The venue is gorgeous. The stage is beautiful. It's a beautiful stage, beautiful lighting. The audience is 2 levels of seating and there's multiple dressing rooms. So I think you're really, really going to like it. As for our fees, our state fee is $325, and that does include the contestant workshops that I will be hosting. Talk about that a little bit later in this presentation. It includes your entrance to compete in the 2024 Virginia Rio pageant. With that, you get 1 submission for our photogenic competition. Photogenic is 25% of your total score. It includes 1 ad page in our online program. You'll be eligible for all of our state level prizes and awards. We'll feature you on our social media, and you will get a discounted entry to our 2025 pageant should you choose to compete again next year. We do have some optional fees. These are not mandatory. You don't have to purchase them at all. If you would like to submit another photo for photogenic, that is $50 a photo. So the way this works is you can submit as many photos as you like. You get 1 for free. After that, each additional photo is $50. The judges will look at all of your photos, and the highest average score from all of the judges is the photo that will be used and calculated towards your final score. If you would like an additional ad page, additional ad pages are $25 per page. If you have a sponsor that wants to buy an ad page, you can set the price that you charge your sponsor. You pay our pageant $25, and whatever is left over, you get to keep that toward funding either your entry fee or your gown or whatever other expenses you have for the pageant. All other expenses like your wardrobe, your headshots, hair, makeup, your travel, your lodging, hotel, meals, all those additional things, that's the responsibility of the contestant. So you're probably wondering about our prize package. So here it is. You get a paid entry to the 2024 Regency International Pageant. That's going to be in Orlando at the end of July, beginning of August. You do not owe any additional fees to compete. If you win at the state level, there are no additional media fees, international fees, ad page fees. You don't have to sell any tickets, nothing like that. Just like our state pageant, we give 1 price for the state pageant, and it's all inclusive. You don't owe anything extra. If you win at the state pageant, you go to internationals for free. We don't include your lodging or your travel, but you do get to compete at international for free. Throughout the year, you'll get personalized coaching from me. I've had some pretty good training myself. I was trained by Kristen Dalton Wolf. She was Miss USA 2009 and placed top 10 at Miss Universe. I'm also a graduate of Alicia Darby's Win a Pageant Academy, which was really excellent. I've instructed Air Force pilots to fly really complex aircraft, and I've worked with and been mentored by some incredible leaders and high performers. So I really want to pass on what I have learned through all of this to my winners through coaching. Other placements that I have accomplished through other systems. I was top 10 at Mrs. North Carolina America, which was my very first pageant. At Mrs. USA Petite, I was first runner-up. At Ms. North America, I was also first runner-up. And then most recently at Mrs. International, which is one of the largest pageants for married women, I was third runner-up at that. So after the international pageant, I will still give my state queens coaching throughout their reign. So if you are interested in another system or you want to come back to Regency, I will be there to help you. Queen's Retreat. We will go on a Queen's Retreat. It will probably be sometime in the fall after the international pageant. I haven't set a date, but it will be in Wilmington, North Carolina. And that'll be a chance for the Virginia team to bond and also go over their international performance and get some feedback from me. You will get the opportunity for cash prizes. So in other systems, if they give a cash prize, usually the way it works is you get a cash prize, and it's usually based on the number of contestants that compete the year that you compete. I do something kind of different. I award cash prizes at the end of your reign based off of how many contestants you refer to compete the year that you give up your crown. So if you're really active and you go on a lot of appearances and you refer a lot of contestants to compete in the 2025 pageant, you will receive a cash prize for each of the contestants that you refer. And finally, of course, you get the official Virginia Regency International sash and crown. So this is where you will be staying in our Queen's Retreat. We have 3 different places that you can stay. You will choose which room or which of these Airbnbs you'll stay in based off of how much you raise for People's Choice. We have the Hog Anderson House. It's a historic house built about circa 1810. It was one of the few known works of Solomon Nash. He was an enslaved artisan, and he was emancipated and gained his freedom back in the 1800s. So a lot of history in that house. The Pilot's Lounge is the garden apartment of the Hog Anderson. It's got an industrial feel and it's aviation themed. And the Regency, this one's really cool. It's a floating villa on the Cape Fear River. And my husband and I designed it. It was inspired by my Mrs. Regency International wardrobe. And now we get into our age divisions. At our state pageant, we're accepting contestants age 16 and up, and the age division that you're placed into will be the age that you'll be at the 2024 Regency International Pageant. So whatever age you are on August 1st, 2024 would be the age division that you fall into for our state pageant. So in our teen division, we have girls 16 to 18, never married and never had a child. Miss would be ladies age 19 to 28. Same deal, never married, never had a child. Ms. is a pretty diverse group. If you're age 18 to 28 and you are single, but you have been divorced or widowed, or you have a child and you don't fall into the teen or the miss, then you fall into the Ms. MS category. The Ms. category is also for ladies age 29 to 44 who are not married. Our Mrs. division, these ladies must be age 18 to 44 and legally married. We have a classic division. This is for ladies age 45 and up. It's one of my favorite divisions, and I do aspire to be a classic one day. And we have our curve division. Curve is for ladies age 19 and up who are at least a size 14W or 1X. We also have appointed titles. These are for girls age 4 to 15. An appointed title is given to a girl within a specific age division. It's based off of submitting an application and paying an entry fee. Appointed titles, we give those out on a first come, first served basis. These girls do not compete at the state pageant, nor are they eligible for our state pageant prizes. However, they will go with us to Orlando to compete in the Regency International Pageant. So if you have any questions on the appointed titles for girls age 4 to 15, please contact us. So here are our 4 categories you will be judged on. They all are weighted equally at 25%. We have interview, fashion, photogenic, and evening gown. Interview is pretty unique at Regency. There is no bio, there's no paperwork. So an interview, it's 2 minutes long, panel style. You will have a maximum of 1 minute to do your intro. So anything that you would put on a bio sheet, you actually get to present that to the judges. And then the remaining part of the interview will be for them to ask you questions either based off of what you told them or based off of random questions that they think about. Fashion is our fun fashion category. There's a lot of things you can wear for this. You can wear jumpsuits, you can wear capes, dresses. I see a lot of fringe and a lot of beading for this. I really want this outfit to reflect your personality. So think of something that you would wear on the red carpet if you were going to like a New York Fashion Week. This is what you wear for the fashion competition. Evening gown, this is the glamorous portion of the night. You must wear a full length gown, and we do ask that it is age appropriate. And finally is our photogenic category. I'd like you to submit either a 5x7 or an 8x10 headshot. This will be a digital submission. No sash, no crown, not a full length body. It needs to be a headshot. It does not have to be professionally done. You do not have to spend $1,000 on your headshot, but it will be compared to everybody else's, and we will be looking at the quality and the clarity as well as the photogenic appeal and your personality as well. Oh, and also a big thing, I will be asking the judges to consider our mission and our values when scoring the contestants. So I do want a queen who really does believe in our values and our mission. You'll be scored on a scale of 1 to 10 in each area of competition. And I ask that judges use the entire scoring range and that they use whole scores only. So you won't see like a 5.5. You'll either get a 5 or you'll get a 6. So within the scoring range, a 1 or a 2 is below average, a 3 or 4 is average, 5 or 6 is good, 7 or 8 is very good, and 9 or 10 is excellent. At Virginia Rio, we really do value transparency and we want you to grow as well. So if you want your scores back, we will give you your scores as well as the winner's scores. We'll give you your average score in each area of competition as well as your overall score. So that's what it's going to look like when you receive your scores back. So here's our sequence of events. I did talk about contestant workshops. I have 4 planned, one each month starting in January and leading up to the pageant. So in January, I'm planning to do a branding and planning workshop. So the sooner that you get your application in and pay your entry fee and become an official contestant, the sooner you will be eligible to participate in these workshops. So that's January. I'm planning for it to be virtual. Branding and planning in February will be interview that will be virtual as well. In March, I would really like our workshop to be in person because I want to do runway. So the modeling, the posing, the walking, all that stuff. I'd love to do a runway session, hopefully a 2-hour session. I don't have a location or a date for it yet, but I will let you know. At the very least, it will be virtual, but I am really doing what I can to get this to be in person. In April, we have some of our deadlines. Our first deadline is April 1st. Your entry fee is due as well as your ad page. On the 15th, your photogenic submission is due. In April, we'll also have our last contestant workshop, and that'll be on stage presence. That will be virtual. I would like us to do a group appearance for all of the contestants. This will very likely be at the Ronald McDonald House, either in Fairfax or the one that's in DC. But since we are Virginia Regency International, I'm going to try very hard to get it to be the one in Fairfax. And we'll have our final contestants meeting to go through all the details of the state pageant. Our pageant is on May 4th, as I've said before. And the next day for either brunch or breakfast, we'll have our winners party. This will be for our state level winners. We'll do our contract signing, and we'll also do indoctrination. So I'll go over everything that you need to know about competing at Regency International. So I'm super excited. So one thing that is unique about Regency is that if you didn't win the Virginia Regency International title, but you still want to compete at the Regency International pageant in Orlando, Florida, you can. It's only an extra $250 to get your regional title. Now that's if you paid the full entry fee of $325 to compete at the Virginia State Pageant. If you got a discount to compete at the Virginia State Pageant, your entry fee is going to be a little bit more. You're going to cover that difference between what you paid and the state price of $325, and then it's an additional $250. But this is incredible. Our state entry fee is already so low, but to go and compete at an international pageant, even if you didn't win at the state level for only an additional $250, this is phenomenal. As to compete at most international pageants is a minimum of like $1,000, 1,500. It can get super expensive. And your total, when all is said and done, to compete for anybody would be 575. That would be 325 for the Virginia state pageant, and if you didn't win, it's an extra 250 to give you that total of 575 to compete at this international pageant. So the international pageant is going to be from July 30th through August 3rd. It's in Orlando, Florida at the Avanti International Resort. The mandatory areas of competition, which is what is included in our prize package, are the same as they are for the Virginia State Pageant. It's interview, photogenic, evening gown, and fashion. There are optionals at Regency International. This is not included in your state package. You don't have to compete in them, but you can if you want to. If you do choose to compete in this and you win our state level prize package, you would have to pay to do optionals. Same for those who don't win but still go to compete. Anybody who wants to compete at Regency International and compete in these optionals, it's an additional price per optional that you compete in. Let's see. If you win at Regency International, their prize package is pretty cool. I know this year they are giving a cruise as part of the prize package. I don't know if there's anything else included this year, but when I won, there was a cash prize, and we also got an opportunity to model in New York Fashion Week. We got swag. We also got like business cards and magnets for our car for our parade. So for sure, it's the cruise. To be determined other things that you'd get if you win at the international level. Another thing that's really cool about Regency International is that the first runner-up or the highest runner-up from the United States, since there are international countries that go to this, you will get the United States title and you will get to go compete at Regency International in 2025 for free. So this is a very affordable system. It's really cool. Check out Regency International's website for what the international pageant looks like. Their stage is a runway. It's T-shaped. It's beautiful. They do a live stream in the past, which was free. In the past, when I competed, tickets to go watch the international pageant were very affordable. I don't remember the price exactly, but I think it was like anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks per show that you went to. And yeah, that's it. That's Virginia Regency International, or Virginia Rio, which I'm the director for. And then we just went over Regency International, who the director is Terry. She's really great, really easy to work with. That's it in a nutshell. So I do hope that you apply to compete for Virginia Rio, and then I hope I get to bring you to compete at Regency International next year in 2024, or this year if you are watching in 2024. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to contact me, here is my contact information. Our application is on the website, and if you have any additional questions, you can contact me through any of these means. So hope you have a great day.